Hi, everyone. Welcome to Let's Be Telepathy. Today is going to be a very special show. We are going to be talking about healing, offering healing to anybody who needs it. I know we've had so many different people coming through lately just stating that they just feel a little bit off. They feel like they need a little bit of extra energy. I know I personally am one of those. I also know how many of you have been reaching out, and 100 thank yous to everyone who has been sending prayers, who's been sending energy work and everything my way. I very much appreciate that. So thank you so very much. Sorry, the meeting's a little behind here to all of you who waited. I'm having a few technical difficulties, but we got in, so that's at least good. So we're just going to go ahead and start off right away. Does anyone have any questions or comments or anything that they want to say or ask? I'm going to have to scroll through my phone. So if you guys want to just get yourself off mute, if you want to talk, that would be totally fine. If not, I'm going to jump right over to Christy and Mason. I know last Zoom meeting that we had, it was pretty intense. It was off camera, and Christy had asked about some information prior to the meeting about Mason. And it was actually one of those things where get off the call. We're not, we wanted her to deal with him and not be part of that call. And he ended up going to the doctors. And how is he doing, Christy?
Actually doing a lot better. The doctor sent us to the ER because they don't typically know what to do with him because he has a lot of medical needs. And he was treated in the ER for cellulitis. The only sign he had was a swollen leg. But he was having a lot of pain and we couldn't figure out where the pain was coming from. And now he's been pretty much all week, no pain at all, which is like a huge relief because he was having for like over a month on and off episodes of pain, and just all of a sudden he is just completely, I mean, he does have a little bit of swelling still in his foot, but other than that, he seems to be much more himself. So, and when I showed him the screen, he like got wide eyes, like he was excited to be here.
Can I kind of share with people what happened last week? And if you want to pop in, just stay in and add your 2 cents too, because it was a very big story that really gave me a lot of motivation and heart to keep doing the things that I'm doing.
Yeah,
Is that okay?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. So prior to the meeting, I usually just ask questions, does anyone have any questions? Anyone want to talk about anything? And we kind of know the order of the things that we're going in. We did not hit record yet. And Christy had said, Mason is not feeling very good. Can you channel for him? And during that channeling, he said that he had to go to the doctor. He indeed could not wait 2 days, but he could go to bed that night. And he said, I want to be for sure in the morning. I need to be brought in. I need meds. I need antibiotics. I need something that is more powerful. This isn't just a cold. This isn't just a flu. I need to absolutely go in. And they ended up going in and finding out that they had that cellulitis. What was really amazing to me, and what I really loved about that story is it just kind of hit, is I've kind of been on a low with my treatments and whatnot. And it was just one of those things like, I need some more motivation. And as I said in the last meeting, if you guys didn't hear, I am going through terminal cancer right now, but I don't believe it's terminal. I believe that I'm just going to get through it. The doctors just call it that. And I've just been in this low and not really sure what I'm supposed to be doing. However, all of you, your support, your children, friends, loved ones, all of you have just been reaching out so beautifully and giving me that support. And when I got that message from her, I just cried because it was at a moment when I was getting treatments and I was feeling pretty low. My body was really fighting what I was going through. And to hear the news and that they had gone to the doctor and there was such trust in what Mason had to say, what I had to say was just so overwhelming that it realigned my motivation and said, Melissa, you got to try harder. You got to go further. You got to beat this. You don't even have a choice anymore because it's not just about you. It's about a whole community. We found people that needed, shotgun techniques in their hip. So we found people that needed knee surgeries, people that have had quote unquote behaviors all their lives that were attacking their parents to the point they wanted to lock them up. Um, and that stopped. I just see the looks on their faces. I feel them when I connect, and so many come and connect to me outside of this Zoom meeting that I just, really wanted to say thank you, you all. Thank you to everyone for the belief, for the trust. Thank you for, really giving the reason for me to go on. And thank you to all of you who do reach back out. And update me with what's going on because it's very meaningful and validating. And it gives me purpose. You guys, I said it, you guys give me purpose. You're something I can get up off the couch and work with. So thank you so very much. And I know Mason
Such a
said,
difference in Mason and I's lives already. So this, I definitely feel like this is your purpose and this is a reason to fight, and you're going to, absolutely. And
yeah,
you really, what you're doing is such an amazing thing. It really is. And
thank
we
you.
appreciate it so much.
Oh gosh, I appreciate the heck out of you guys. I know Mason says I'm feeling so much better, and he says, "Isn't my mom so beautiful?"
And
she
you were
she
right. You
does
were right.
trust, and she feels me, and she understands me.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah, and I think that's part of it. You guys can hear things, um, but you'll know the feeling if it's right. You'll know the feeling if it's wrong. And take whatever information I give and put it to the side if you don't want it. And if it's for you, go ahead and keep it. But yeah, so I just wanted to reach out and say thanks to all of you again. I do have some hands up. Emma, too. I know you were part of my healing. She kept coming in. Emma kept coming in and coming in. And she's like, Melissa, it's not even a choice to give up. This girl was so headstrong. Emma, I love you. And I told your mom I was so excited to see you face to face and tell you today because I felt you, girl. And I felt that love. And I felt you saying, you don't even get a choice. You're going to live no matter what. Mick, Brandon, really,
Yeah.
a lot of them. Mick was one of those that definitely kept coming through and feeding me some of those energies and stuff. So thank you so very, very, very much for all of that, all of you. Carrie, we're going to go to you first. You have your hand up.
Hi, it's really lovely to meet you, Melissa, and just thank you for um, this work. And I'm here to support in my own light. And you're really just a reflection of, I know, where eventually I will be in this community. It's kind of showing up, and I found myself in a expansive space with the autism community today, kind of just showing me where I need to work on myself and sort of ripping me wide open so I can be this light. And I just went, I'm feeling more grounded in this space. And I just sat with one of my clients, and I've been in this place of mistrust, and it gets to a point where I get to open communication as a spelling to communicate practitioner. And by not trusting myself, they've not been able to do open communication with me. And it's getting to a point that they've told me that I need to forgive myself. So I've been working on forgiveness. And I sat with one of my guys, and I've had 5 spellers leave me because I've
Oh, hear her. I don't know what's happening.
Can you hear?
Oh, there we go. Now I can hear you. Yep.
Oh, I don't know how much you caught then.
Mostly all of it. You had said that the last thing I heard was a few of your spellers left you, and then
Yeah.
I didn't hear after that.
So it's funny, I can receive collective messages from them, but I sit down in front of one of in just for one of my guys, and there seems to be sort of like this disconnect of mistrust. And anyway, I sat with my guy today, and he's literally right there at the door to open and bust through for open communication. And he wanted to say something, and it was such a big pain in my heart space. And in the end, I just stopped and I spoke to him in light language. And it was to a point that I didn't even care that his mom didn't understand what I was saying. It just felt so important because he couldn't get his message. But I never really understood the message and what he was trying to say. But it just felt so big. And I just figured, well, I'm here, so I might as well see if I can ask to get clarification on it, because I'm just not quite sure myself. It's like sometimes I can really hit the nail on receiving their messages, and sometimes it's just like this big wall that comes up. And I know I'm supposed to be a part of this community. There's just a lot of things and shadows that I'm releasing, and I really just want to understand and be this space for them.
First and foremost, you are part of the community already. There's not a separation. And I hear this so much saying, I want to be part of the community. I want to be part of this. And people aren't really understanding that we're in this as a whole.
Yeah.
We really are. There's no disconnect between anyone. Every single person is connected. So the community, I understand that aspect is kind of, you want to get into the people with all of that. But if you're already doing the spelling, you're already doing, you're already part of that community. However, one of the things that I'm hearing is you are receiving very well, but when you sometimes there's the information. So I'm just going to go ahead and channel them. You are receiving the information correctly. However, sometimes there's doubt, or you're asking for clarification or more about the subject. And that's when you start to disconnect. And it's when when you are speaking outwards and saying, what does this mean? It's interrupting some of those channels. Because it is a big message, it comes in many different sections. So sometimes you'll get the end, sometimes you'll get the beginning, sometimes you'll get close to the end or whatnot. But as you are doing different channeling, it'll just come to you. And so if you just allow it for that information to come to you and then reflect afterwards, not during the message, that's going to be huge for you.
Okay. Got it. Is it important to know what the message was, or that is the message? I mean, his name is Morgan. I mean, I'm always calling him Paul because he really is my guy right now. But, maybe it's just something I need to sit with.
You received some of the emotions and he says experiences of the message, but you did not receive the words correctly.
Okay. Yeah. I have a lot of, within the forgiveness, it's like the fear of another speller saying that they can't spell openly with you. That's the mistrust and the message. And I really sat in the pain and really was like open for it to really not go there, because that's what it's felt like in the past. And go ahead.
Oh, I didn't say anything. I was just writing.
Oh,
sorry.
So, and I don't think it was that, because he's just really been on board and seeing everything. And it's okay if he decides not to, but it's just the forgiveness part that I'm working on. And I understand that, like, there's only so much they can give and what they need and what I need and whether it's aligned or not. So I just really want to be respectful to that.
This is not directly from him. So this is kind of from a few people that are even in this room. And Leland is one of those that is really coming through. So his mom, Lisa, might get something too. I think I don't see her, but I think that she is on here. There's Lisa. Sorry, Lisa. I'm on my phone, so I can only see 4 of you at a time. I didn't see if he was coming. I hear him coming through, and I can see it through the lights in a few of them. And this is what he says: different people like different people. Different spellers have different kinds of energy. Not all spellers will want to work with you. So drop that fear and just know that it's going to happen. Know that it is something that you are going to experience not just once or twice, but several times within your more or less career. Not all will match the energy, but all who match your energy will match your energy in a more cosmic, more heavenly way. And so it's okay that you're not spelling with people, you know. I know Leland is one, and that I think that's why he's speaking up. And Lisa, go ahead if you want to, but I know he's just coming through and he's saying, I don't like them all either. Sometimes it's just the energy, or sometimes it's just not my person. And it's just like having a good friend or having someone that you don't get along with. And it's not even, sorry, that get along with was me. That's not, was not necessarily him. He said somebody that doesn't match your energy in a way that feels comfortable. That's what he said. At least I don't know if you're catching anything else from him, but I know he's pretty active right now too. But yeah.
Okay.
Yep. And forgiveness, just do it. It's not a process that you need to work on. It's just a process of saying, hey, I'm going to do better and I'm going to be better. If there's something that you can do to help somebody else, then go ahead and help, help
Is he
them.
back talking?
No, you just not fast enough.
It's gonna happen. Well, he can't go. Yeah. He only picks the top 3. Everybody can join, but if you don't make the top 3, you won't run in the meet. You can do all the practice and be on the team, but you won't run the meet.
Jennifer?
Why?
Is it Jennifer, maybe?
What?
Oh,
Marcus is a
Jennifer, you might want to
distraction?
mute.
Why is he a distraction?
Oh, sorry, guys. I don't know how to mute people on this phone.
Cool.
Is that Jennifer?
Sorry, guys. Yeah, I'm listening. My
It's okay.
muted.
If you could just mute for a bit. I don't know why I can't.
Okay, I will mute. Sorry about that, Melissa. Go ahead. Go ahead.
That's okay. But if you got a question, come back on here in a little bit.
I am just trying to catch up with you guys. I am behind. So go ahead, hon. I'll listen patiently here. Thank you.
We're just in the moment. You're good. You're good. Is there anything else, Carrie?
No, thank you so much. Thank you for your time.
You're welcome. All right, Tammy, you are next. I cannot put your hands down or put you on mute when I am on this. So guys, if you could just do me the favor and mute yourself, and then when you're done, put your hand down also. Oh, sorry, I just lost my lighting.
Mary Kate was before me.
What's that?
I think Mary Kate had her hand up before.
Was Mary okay. Okay, I'm sorry, and thank you for being honest. Mary, we're
Thank
going
you.
over to you then.
Thank you. This is my first time on this call, so I wasn't quite sure how to
This is
go.
not usually how it goes. Usually I have a good computer and I can see all of you on the screen and I can put your hands down, and, or mute if I need to. So today I don't know what's happening. I have no control with my phone. I'm just like you guys.
Well, I have a 7-year-old grandson that I live with, his family. And lately, he's been really having what we're calling meltdowns, that he'll be fine all day and things will be going, pretty calm. And then it's like a switch turns on and he becomes really aggressive and angry. And we're just trying to figure out what's causing it, if there's anything that we can do. Is this a process that he's going through from the work that's being done on him to help his nervous system. And we're kind of at a loss of what to do. Or is there anything that he can tell us that would be helpful?
What was, tell me his name again, Mary?
His name is Gavin.
Gavin. I'm trying, I wasn't getting him, so I just, sometimes if I call them by name, let me see what I've been having a lot of stomach issues lately. I'm getting stomach cramping. It almost feels like, so I'm telling you what I feel, what it feels like to me. It almost feels like if somebody had stomach ulcers or something. And so I'm hearing a lot of stomach problems. It could be, he's pointing to little dots, so it could be parasites, or it could be something that's left in the system where it needs to be cleansed out. But this is affecting the brain in an interesting way that I haven't seen it affect before. And now I know the gut is the second brain, but it's just really interesting because he's pointing to the stomach and saying, I need these out of my stomach right now. So I don't know what that means, but there is something maybe the doctor would be able to find if you brought him in. But it's just pointing to these different stomach issues. Says, my stomach really hurts and it gets really upset, and you're not understanding what I'm saying. I am trying to explain it to you, but nobody understands. So then I get frustrated. When I get frustrated, I open myself up to the rest of the world. I feel your frustration and my frustration. The frustrations meet each other. That sends me into a spiraling place that allows me to he says, comprehend everything on a mass level. What that is showing for me is I have one problem, I have another problem, I have another problem, and now I see all of the problems, and all of the problems seem to stem from this one problem, and so gets aggressive in the way of really kind of mad at the rest of the world, mad at how the world is going, and upset that you guys aren't doing anything about it. Now, there is the indirect, I'm upset with you, but when he meets a certain level of overstimulation, there also is not the abilities. He says, I don't have the abilities then to control my body. It feels like the networking system is all array, and that the energy is flowing through me in massive ways that I cannot control, and I do not know what I am doing. He is showing me that you can teach him a technique or help him stay focused by telling him put his hands together or hands to the side, and that might help the aggression. But he's just saying, like, you can put his hands together, teach him how to put the hands together, and say, I'm trying to see what he wants me to say. He said, say this, but then I don't hear what he's saying. Sorry, I just lost the line. Remember, you're good. Put the hands together and say, remember you're good, or hands to the side, remember you're good. Come back into your energy. Let's sit down and talk about how bad you are feeling. Now, at that point in time, he says that he's really trying to reach out and that you guys actually feel what he's going through a lot of times. So this is telling me that he's just coming into the room and at some points being able to sit down and being able to, well, he sits down in the room. You're getting like a slight headache right here. He says he's having headaches, but it's almost just like it's right here or right behind the eye, on the right-hand side, that it comes in through there. He says that you guys can feel the stomach aches that he has, and also that energy shift and coming in, like you almost know 5 seconds before it's going to happen. You're very in tuned, he said. So you kind of feel before it's going to happen. Before things are going to happen, then just say, let's sit down. Let's remember we're good. Put the hands together, and then yeah, this might be something an actual doctor needs to look at, though, because I'm going through all the things in my head and saying, would this help? Would this help? Would this help? And it's almost, I mean, maybe a parasite cleanse. could help. There needs to be some coating, extra coating in the stomach. There's missing coating in the stomach. Let me think about, let me see if he'll come back to that one. I don't know. Does anyone here know what could coat the stomach? If so, you can just get it off mute. Or anybody with stomach issues like that, that maybe something will calm it down.
Aloe vera juice.
Aloe vera, that might work. That would actually be excellent.
Because we tried structured silver because he was having constant diarrhea, and somebody suggested this structured silver. And then I mean we've tried many treatments for his gut issues, but he always seems to go through such a bad detox that we always end up having to stop, meaning like up all night, very aggressive, and they'll do it for, sometimes it's a couple of days, sometimes it's a couple of weeks, but we've always had to stop because it just seems like the detox was just so overwhelming for him. That's
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, when you said the silver, he shook his head. No, I can't. No.
Okay.
And I just saw that, so that wasn't anything good. And then also when you said he had diarrhea, I'm actually seeing opposite, that it was constipation, and that his stool was so hard nothing could get by except for the liquid.
Mm. I mean,
So
yeah.
something more like psyllium or metamucil or just dates, figs, might actually help a lot. Just pass that stuff through, because I do see signs of constipation right now also. So that can definitely help, but I don't see that he had the diarrhea. I see he says it was constipation.
Okay.
And sometimes, I do know as a nurse, sometimes when the stool gets so hard that it just has that liquid and stuff coming down and coming around.
It's just so much of it. It's like 8 times a day.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
It's the fluids. Can you reach out to me? You can make a comment under whatever board you're on, or you can reach me out through a message and let me ask tonight what we can do.
Okay.
Okay.
This
Brenda, you might be in control of this meeting, so maybe it's you that has to mute or put the hands down. I wonder. There we go. It's Brenda. Okay, go ahead, Mary. Did you have anything else?
No, but I'm just not sure how to get in touch with you. How to
Okay. Let me see. I'm going to try to enter into the chats down here. I'll put it, it's let's be telepathy@gmail.com. So it's just our title. It's just one word at
Okay.
gmail.com.
All right, thanks.
Okay. And then I know Tammy had her hand up, Lori had her hand up, and then there's the new Kelly here that really is I don't know what you guys are throwing out some awesome energy that I want to talk to you guys about. Holy cow, you guys are awesome. Yeah, so I want to come to you guys after that. Good job getting my attention. That was a good test. So we'll go to Lori, Tammy, and then we'll come over to New Kelly. Lori, come on. Oh, I can't hear.
Nope, can't hear. All right. I had a question in regards to Jaden, and I don't know why my camera's not on. It refers kind of to what you were speaking with in regards to with Carrie. My son is a speller. He's been spelling with his practitioner going on 2 years right now, and he is really struggling to spell with her. So I guess my question would be, now he has been able to spell for me that it's her energy. Does he want to discontinue working with her? And if so, does he want me to find a different practitioner or just continue working with just me?
Oh, that one's an interesting one. because he's really divided on this one. He said, okay, I'm just going to channel. Yes, I would like another speller, but I need to keep this one until you find a new one. It's going to take about 2 of them before you get me the right one. You are one of those ones that I would like to spell with. However, our energy is so close that sometimes it becomes hard for both of us to get the right words together or get the right letters. He says we collide and merge on each other's energy a lot. So I'm going to need another person to help me. I am also having issues with my body being able to focus and come down and be able to spell in the way that I know people want me to spell, but know that I am going to work as hard as I can. It is helping. Thank you for getting this type of communication to me. Just know that my body's a little bit slow, but yes, I would like somebody else. But not to the point I need anyone to leave right now. I'm going to go through another person. So the next person that you're going to find will be good for okay. And then you're going to find another person, and that's going to be the person.
Fantastic. That's interesting. We know another person that could spell with him that's on this phone call. Would that person be acceptable?
Yes, for a while. Or how can I put this? So when people go to work, sometimes they just have people like that show up temporarily and then they go and do their own thing again. And then they come back and they show up temporarily. Like as a nurse, I was a traveling nurse. So I was on call and just kind of filled in whenever I needed to fill in. So it's a yes. It's a yes when the time can be filled in.
Okay.
So I don't know if this person's really busy and just doesn't have a full-time position open, but it's just like, yeah, but it'll be on the temporary.
Okay. That makes sense.
Yeah. Yep.
Very cool. And he's been calm the last since the weekend, since Saturday. I just wanted to check on that, see if there was any specific anything I needed to support or if it's just all good.
You said he's been calm?
Yeah, very calm.
The Schumann resonance as of Friday started going down, and it's actually been in the normal. It's was at 19 last night. So it has been at the lowest that it has been, which means Earth is finally settling. A lot of the frequencies that were messing with it and that were not organic to our world, they stopped. So we have a lot of people that have been getting a lot more sleep or being a little bit more calm, not so many headaches, not so many stomach aches, kind of as a whole.
Well, that's good news.
Yeah.
All right.
So,
well, thank you. Unless there's anything else he wants to tell me.
he's on to blue sounds now. So if you have blue sounds, play the blue sounds. Whatever that is, that's very calming. And whale sounds are very calming. So acceptance of that might help with some sleep or calming down when he's rambunctious.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah. All right, Miss Tammy.
Thanks.
You're very welcome. You're very welcome. And
Hello,
Tammy and
hello,
Emma. Hello.
So good to see you and be here. I have one curiosity for Emma, but I'm also curious if she has anything she wants to share.
Her back's been hurting. Her legs a little bit too. There's something in the hips. I don't know if it's the way that she's sleeping or whatnot, but she's like, I wouldn't mind a little massage or a little bit of relaxation, but
Well,
I love that. She's like, I wouldn't mind a massage. That would really help. My muscles have been tense, especially my back. Or maybe, nope, not a chiropractor. I was going to say maybe a chiropractor. She's like, nope, not the chiropractor. I want a massage. I need a hot bath. But that's why I've been a little bit more grumpy lately, because I've been having a little bit more pain in my legs and my back. So sorry about that. I've been trying to explain it, but I know I haven't been getting it out right. And I do love you, and thank you for being patient.
Oh, I love you too, Emma.
Yeah.
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 My,
Yeah.
my curiosity is, for as long as I can remember, she always wants to like stroke my nose up, and she does that frequently. And I also, on a video on Facebook, I saw another boy with Down syndrome do the same exact thing to his friend, and I'm like, oh my gosh. So I'm curious, what is there? Is this something purposeful, or what's the significance of that for you, Emma?
It's a way to tell you I'm happy and I love you. I'm just trying to help you heal a little bit of energy, because I see some, it's just as the way that you breathe isn't the right way. You might be a mouth breather sometimes. She's trying to get you to breathe through that nose a little bit more too. But she says take an energy through that nose. And so she sees that that's where you're taking the most amount of energy in your body. So when we take in different energy from different points, and she's showing that nose, she's showing, oh, you got so much energy there. So it's almost like she's trying to flick and change the frequencies that you have, tell you she loves you, and remind you to breathe the right way. You're not putting your tongue on the top of your mouth enough either. And she says that you need to do that because the vagus nervous system is a little bit off on you. So she's trying to open that up. Kelly, are you psychic too? What is going on? This other one, like, I am you are hearing this, aren't you? You're hearing what they're saying. Are you telepathic, Kelly? Or over there, you? Or whoever's in the middle there. I'm feeling them. I don't know if that's, who is that? Yes, you. You are telepathic. What's your name?
Jesse.
Jesse. I hear you hearing her too. Like she's talking to both of us. So if you want to chime in, Jesse, chime in, because I hear you hearing her. And I'm just validating that. And I know that there's something more that you want to say, and you're like, let me in, but I don't want to say it because it's not my, this is everybody's board. This isn't Melissa's board. This is everyone's board. So what do you have to say, Jesse? And thank you for coming on, and sorry to put you on the spot, but
it's a feeling that I get, and I just feel her joy in hearing her words be told and be said. I feel it. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Feel a joy from her belly up through the top of her body. I can feel it. Sorry.
No sorries. No sorries. I just see her really connecting to you.
It's melting my heart just seeing it, and to be a part of it and to witness it. So
yeah.
Oh, that's so beautiful. And thank you for sharing that. Yeah, I remember even as a little girl, my mother would like, close your mouth, Tammy, close your mouth. And I'm just like a mouth breather. And you know, and I don't know. I will try and remember to put my tongue on the roof of my mouth, Emma.
You might be like,
Emma said she wouldn't mind going to the park and playing with you some more, but she wants you to play like you're a kid too, because she needs you to be a little bit more spontaneous, and she sees that you want to be, and she's like, you want to have fun, and she goes, she hears you saying a lot, like, I wish I was a kid, or I wish I could do that again, or, you know, looking, she's like, then come play with me at a park and let's pretend like we're kids again together.
I know. I have a torn tendon in my rotator cuff in my shoulder. So I've been physically unable to, you know, play like I want to play.
Oh.
So, but I will find other ways to play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What?
And I somebody else was going to say something in the Kelly Weir Vicky, but I can't read it.
Yep, Jessica and Kelly.
I was gonna say, I don't know if this is appropriate, but I've been through a lot with my son and airway expansion and tongue tie, and most of us have airway issues. They're related because if you can't release your tongue to the roof of your mouth, then as a child, we're not able to spread the palate of our mouth wide enough to have an airway. So many of us, our root cause of our struggles is a small airway or lack of airway. There are things we can do as adults, and it's pretty profound, my understanding. I haven't yet gone down the path myself, but I like you could benefit greatly from it. And watching my son go through it, I'm like, I need that too. Perhaps Emma has some inside knowledge for you on that. There's some great airway dentists out there these days that you can on the fringes that you can find. So look up airway dentist.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Interesting. I've never heard of that.
There's great books. There's at least 3 or 4 books that are focused primarily on that now by doctors. One of them is called Breathe. I think the author's something Nestor. Eat, Sleep, Breathe is another one, I think. And it's pretty profound. Like, it's a rabbit hole that's worth going down if there's like foundational issues people have not gotten the root of. It like even the like blood sugar issues can cause, because it causes increased glucose and metabolic dysregulation, sleep disturbances, like, if person can't sleep well at night, it causes any number of things. So it's a rabbit hole worth going down for many of us. And it's also tied to the fascia in the back of the tongue is tied to the bottom, all the way back down the back of the body, all the way under the feet. It's one continuous line of fascia. And so when that is tight back there, often we feel a lot of neck tension that's just chronic and never goes away, migraines. It can even affect, like gut things because it's all interrelated. And Emma, it sounded like knew about the vagus nerve. And so, it's like any system of the body that you could imagine is affected by the back of the tongue, which is a really like the tongue tie, under the tongue, lip tie, things like that. So
cool.
Interesting rabbit hole for anyone that likes nerdy reading.
I just heard Emma. She's like, I told you all so. Such in a nice way. I love you, Emma.
Good job, Emma.
All right.
Keep going.
Well, we're going to move over to Kathleen, but Jessica, Kelly, who's the third person there?
This is Kelly. She's
that's Kelly.
The original or the tag along. She does
Awesome.
she does magic with spellers. She's very humble about it. So she won't tell you, but she allows magic to happen in her space and has a great medium for it. And we're trying to tag along and learn from her.
She's training us.
We've hounded her.
I love it.
Said, please teach us. Teach us your way.
Kelly, you're going to be wonderful. You're going to be wonderful, but your plate's going to be so dang full, huh? It already is. I just hear them all being like, no, it already is. We're waiting to get in. We're waiting to get in. Which is why you're teaching. Okay, that all makes sense, right? You're amazing on that. So we're going to get over to Kathleen. I'm going to bounce back to you guys. Kathleen Stroman, you have your hand up?
Yeah, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Awesome. I don't know why my video's not on, but glad to be here. I've been watching your videos, and I feel like I'm late to the party here. I've got a 28-year-old Noah, who is a non-speaker, and then also a 32-year-old who is high functioning. And I can't believe I'm learning so much at this point of the game, but I know the universe works this way. But I think, I have a million questions, but I think my first question is for Melissa. If you could tap into Noah, is there anything he wants to share with me?
He has a lot, so I'm just gonna just give me a minute, guys. Like, I gotta speak? Oh my gosh, what was I supposed to say? Oh, okay, I got a lot to say. I'm just trying to get it all together. So the first thing that he says is that he says he wants to introduce himself to you. You've been wondering who he is and what he's all about and what this world is, and you like you must keep asking the question, who is Noah or what is Noah or something, because he keeps showing me that he wants to answer that question for you, or like what are you about, Noah, kind of thing. Thank you for taking the time to ask the question. I have so much to say, yet I don't know how much of it is important to this group. So I don't want to take too much time, but I also want to explain to people. He's got a weird accent when he talks, sorry. But I also want to explain to people, more or less my mother, who and what I am. I came to this world to teach and to write. I've been lacking on the writing part because I have yet to have anybody sit with me and actually show me. So I don't know if he's not a speller or what, but he's saying, I don't know how to write correctly yet. And so that has been a big holdback for me coming to this world to tell people how I feel, what I experience, what I go through. He says, I am the land. I am the animals. I am the trees. But humans, I don't understand them very much. They are very, what do you say? Curious? I don't know if that's a word. But curious, is that a word, guys? I don't know. That's the word I'm hearing. They're very curious. And it kind of sounds like mysterious, but it's curious. So I don't know if that's an actual word. But it's a word to him. He says, I came to study the land, to expand the land, to express the land, and to talk about it. I very much enjoy nature, but at other times I'm very overwhelmed by it and sometimes afraid of it. It is not because I do not like it, because indeed I do love it, but I'm afraid that I'm not going to represent it correctly. I'm not going to say what it needs to say. And sometimes when I get outside, I hear everything wanting to talk to me. And so therefore, I have a hard time being out there without being able to be the writer that I am. He says, my height bothers me. Sometimes I wish I was shorter. So I don't know if he's really tall or if he just wants to be a short guy. I don't know what that is.
He's pretty average, like 5'8" or so.
Okay. He's saying he's like, sometimes I wish I was a little bit shorter, so that I could be at other people's levels and I could speak to them a little bit better, maybe eye to eye, because that's the best way that I speak. But I won't look at you unless I truly have something to say. And then I will stare at you and wishing that you got it. And that is when he says, when I do this look, so I got to give you this look, like this look. That's when I'm trying to get you to listen to me and know what I am saying. I am trying to beam you my thoughts and my energy. And I'm also in a state of frustration and confusion as to why you don't understand what I am saying. But I do understand that I was made to be different. He's not saying anything, but he's showing me his hands on the grass and his feet on the grass and what he can do. And so he's like touching the grass and like colorization. It's almost like he can touch the grass or touch trees where it's lacking energy, and that he can just put his hand there. And I just see this colorization happen, that it's almost he's filling these voids within the earth. I would very much like to write about the things that I see and the things that I experience. He's not showing me that he's a speller, is he?
No, I'm just initiating, trying to find a local practitioner here in Phoenix.
Okay, that makes sense, because he's just saying he doesn't have the resources to write. So that's why I had to ask. because he was just, I don't have the resources to write, but I want to write, and I need those resources sent to me. So he does want to write, whether that be through spelling, whether that's through telepathy. He might even really know how. Because it's almost like when you have a word on the tip of your tongue, like he's ready to write, like it's on the tip of his fingers. He says he's a gentle sergeant. So this is showing me he's very gentle until he wants things done, and then he's very rigid about it. And then it's like, I need this, I need this, I need this. And then other times it's just, oh, well, I don't care. But when he needs something, he says he's very rigid and needs it done now. And so it might even show up as like OCD sometimes, just on how rigid he is making sure that things are in order, or that the people's energy are in order. He likes to father you. Too, he's showing like, I should be the dad. I should be the one, not in control in the way of whatever, but like, I'm the protector. I'm good enough to be her father, kind of thing. And so he's showing me like the love and protection that he's showing to you, but very authoritative over you, and not in a way that is hurtful, in just a way of, he knows your energy and he tries to make sure that you're doing the right thing all the time.
Oh my gosh, you described him perfectly.
And again, and you can reach out to me too, or maybe Kelly. I don't know where she is. I guess she's probably not in Phoenix, but yeah, get him on spelling, get him on writing, reach out to me. Maybe he'll be able to channel a page or something. But yeah,
I'll reach out to you if anybody has any buddy in Phoenix that they like. They can let me know. That would be great.
All right.
Thank you so much.
You're very welcome. Jessica, I'm going back over to you because I can't not. It's just you're pulsating this one. And not in a bad way.
No.
So I feel that there's something that you really want to say to people that you can't say, and I keep hearing it in your background noise. And do you mind if I channel for you?
That's fine. Go for
Okay.
it.
Oh, I'm
So
sorry. I thought you
people's-
were talking to me, Jessica. Sorry.
Oh, so I channel people's spirits. So it's kind of more or less what your spirit is saying. I came to this world in an unusual way, but in a different perspective, because I once was autistic. I once was in a world where people didn't understand me. They couldn't hear me. They couldn't feel me. They couldn't see me. But I did a lot of good. I did a lot of energy that they didn't know that I did. And I brought those gifts with me to this life. I brought those gifts of wisdom, of energy, of just simply knowing with me to this formation. However, there was many points that I was denied of who I was, and many times I felt I wasn't who I thought I was. Why? Because I keep going back to something a little bit higher. I keep going back to a memory of a life before this. And so I'm having a hard time integrating into the life of being a human and being able to speak the words I want to speak, and also not being overstimulated within the energy that I feel, because I feel all things. I often feel as though I myself am autistic, and I often question that. But I've been told that I'm not. I've been told I'm a regular person, or maybe, that was just the thoughts. But I just want to let everybody know I feel you, I hear you, I see you. And if you need somebody else to talk to, you need somebody else to reach out to, please consider me an ally within you. I know that there are a lot of you that need help, and I am going to do my best to help all of you. But the best thing that I can do is feel and have empathy for you, because my old life still is stuck with me and words are still hard for me sometimes. So the feelings come through me. I speak better in silence than I do with my own mouth. That's because I'm still remembering what I am and who I am. I have not fully integrated into my human body. I have not fully integrated into my human self. In fact, many times I still am in spirit. And so I come to this group immediately feeling everyone and knowing everyone, because I once was you, but I didn't understand until now why I had so much empathy and feelings for you.
Now I don't need to speak. You did it for me. Yes, that is how I feel. I do have a lot of communication issues. I've been having a lot lately, and I've felt like being called to spelling to communicate is going to help me with my own communication, but also help those in need. Yes.
Yeah. Yep. Well, you're gonna do great not having to speak a lot. And I feel that as you integrate into this, words aren't going to be as important anyways. It is about the feelings. It is definitely about the feelings. Yeah. And Kelly, I would love, I know we have Lisa and other Kelly, and then Jack, and Carly on here too. But I do want to get to your guys' group also, because I would love for you to just talk about spelling and even how you got into that. We got a lot more hands up. I can't see whose hands are first. I just see as the hands come up. So if I call you out of order, I'm so sorry. But on the screen for me, Lisa is next here.
The other ladies can go first. I'm pretty sure mine was last.
Oh,
Go ahead
okay.
with the other ladies.
Okay. Then other Kelly, come on in.
Hi, Melissa.
Hi.
I'm driving in the car now, so I'm off of camera. But I just really wanted to, first of all, tell you how much energy and love I've been sending you. I hope you've received it in the collective of all of the other energies. And I wanted to check in and ask you about Jackson and whether or not he wants to continue his spelling classes. So we started maybe 6 weeks ago or so, and he is able to identify letters, but he just gets really agitated. And we only have one provider in our whole area, so we don't have options like some other areas to find other facilitators. And so if he wants to keep spelling and it's just that his body is fighting it, but his mind and his spirit wants to spell, then we have no problem keeping going. But what I don't want to do is traumatize him either. So I just wanted to know if he had any thoughts on that.
This one's a hard one, because yes, I want to write, no, my body is not doing it, but I don't want to touch this person at all. I don't like the energy. I don't like the miscommunication. So there must be something that he's trying to say, or a letter that he actually means. And maybe I don't know what's happening, because I see there's some interruption that is going as the thoughts of the spellers coming into Jackson. And he says, I don't like that you don't have patience for me. That's really what it is. If you could say, I don't like that you don't have patience for me. I feel like I am rushed several times and my body is still trying to keep up. I'm even having a problem even before the sessions, as getting my body into a routine that is good for me, but that is something that I'm going to need to do to continue this, is that I need a routine before the spelling happens. And so we can integrate it that way, because I understand that this may be my only option. There is 2 other options, though. He's pointing to 2 other options that are in your area. Maybe you just haven't heard or they haven't put it, but I do see that there are other options. And we can look into that. But making like a little ritual beforehand to say, okay, we're going to do the spelling, and then bringing him, into his body. Now, I'm not one that always, I do a lot of energy work, but he is definitely showing me an angelite and a lapis lazuli crystal, like very specific, and angelite lapis lazuli. I need to integrate these in because it's going to help with my frequencies and my energy. And as long as I can tap the extra into the stone, I would be better in integrating alone. But so there's a lot of extra energy that needs to be stored away prior to the spelling happening. So,
Okay, so
let me ask him. So he said, just the nice quiet, like even 5 minutes of nice and quiet to say, hey, we're going to start doing this. That we're going to prepare our body. We're going to prepare our hand. We're going to prepare our mind. I see him holding those 2 different stones during this preparation and saying any extra energy that is unneeded may go into these stones. And that will be a calming, and that will also help the body focus before the focusing needs to happen.
okay, we will definitely work on a ritual. Any particular stones that he's asking for?
The angelite and the lapis lazuli, like
Oh,
very
those are
specific.
stones. Okay.
Those are stones, yeah. And that very specific on those stones.
Okay, I'll look for those. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Carly and Jack.
Hi.
Oh my gosh. Hi.
How's it going?
Good, good.
Say hi. Oh, hi.
Hi, Jack.
Yeah, so Jack, he's day 2, starting at his new therapeutic day school. So a lot of change. He started taking, a bus to this place, with a new bus driver there, a new bus driver back, and then all new teachers, all new kids around him. I just, want to make sure he feels, safe and okay, and that, the people that he's around, he feels comfortable. He seems to be okay. He did show some aggression towards, his teachers when he was doing certain activities during his morning class, like, pushing them or putting his hand over their mouth, when he's asked to do certain tasks. But that's not totally surprising because he's had challenges at his previous school. But yeah, I just wanted to see if he had anything he wanted to share, or, I just worry about him because he can't really give me feedback. He's not an open speller, so it's kind of a guessing game in a lot of ways. So yeah, I just wanted to touch base and see, that he's okay.
Okay. One of the things immediately was headphones or something on the way to school. Needing to be in his own energy and not being around or not being integrated so much with other people's energy. I love the friends that I have met. I love the different people. The teacher was something that came up right away, and he says I hear the bad thoughts, and I hear the skepticism on whether or not we can hear or we can speak or we can talk. It really makes me upset. I'm trying to say something. I'm trying to get the attention, but you're not understanding. I need to run. I need to run sometimes, and they won't let me get up and run. So does he run a lot or just pace fast back and forth a lot? Okay.
Yeah, the only time he sits is when you have these Zoom meetings because he's all focused, but he's usually, I mean, even now he's getting up, but he's usually, moving around. So yeah.
Yep. The teacher's not letting him sit or not letting him go. He says, I need to run, I need to walk. Like, but he's walking fast. He's like, I need to get rid of this. And so it's just like, I need to go, I need to walk around, and I can't be seated in the way that you want me to be seated. And the problems would not occur if they would just say, you can walk around the classroom. And then there wouldn't be so many things. But there are new friends, good friends. And he says, good old friends. So friends that must have been from the past that or somewhere else in the mind that he had heard. But he says, yes, I have met many friends. He says, I even have a lot of friends here. Many are already feeling me and seeing me. I wouldn't mind being a healer someday. That's something that I would really like to do. I love giving love and energy to people. When I touch them, sometimes it does offer them a healing advantage. And it is something that I would like to integrate into and learn, or at least be able to teach. So he says he kind of knows, but he wants to be able to teach a little bit about it, but also learn a little bit about it. He says that you've been an energy worker in the past, so this past life, not necessarily in this life, and he wouldn't mind you both getting in on that and working together. You've been wondering, or maybe he says you keep asking, like, what can we do together, or what should we do together? And he says, let's take classes together and learn, and then let's do energy shares. Hold each other's hands, but he's not holding. He said it's not really holding; it's putting your hands up to each other. And he says, let's sit in front of each other and put our hands up to each other, and just feel the energy that we can work together. When that happens and when we're integrated, I will help you understand and help you activate into who you are. His hands will get warm. His hands get really warm around you. Yeah. He says, otherwise you're doing good.
Okay, so there's nothing else that he needs from me. I just wanted to make sure because of all the change. That's the other thing. Like, okay, so with what I mean, if he has anything else, that's obviously I want to know. But it's like, how do you communicate these things to people who don't understand this form of communication? Like me getting feedback about what's going on in the classroom when I'm not there and trying to talk to them. I guess I can just say, like, if this scenario is happening, allow this for him, kind of thing.
Yeah, absolutely. And this is something that we're working on. I know, Serna and Anya's daughter, has really, well, a few of them have been working with telepathic communication. But one thing that she had showed me that we've been working on, is she keeps saying, oh, it's in the senses, and it's not the emotion, it's in the senses first, kind of thing. And I was in some kind of podcast interview, and somebody had asked what telepathy is, and I don't know if I channeled from somebody or if it just came out of me, but it was very automatic. And it was, we're not doing telepathy, it's an energy language. And once we teach people how to do the energetic language and to understand their bodies, their places, their mind, everywhere that they're at, then they understand the energy, then they'll start to better understand the telepathy. But telepathy is really an energy language that we need to focus on. So yes, just, you can tell the teacher if he's getting agitated, just let him walk around, and he'll burn that. He'll end up burning that off. For you, give him about 10 minutes when he gets home from school. And when he gets home from school, you can hold, he's showing me you holding his arm up. It's kind of like a memory test, but hold his arms up and say, did you have a bad day at school? Or did you have a good day at school? If so, keep your hand up. If not, drop your hand. And it could be something as simple as that. And that way you know what needs to happen. But he's showing that he'll work with you through like almost I don't know how muscle memory works. And maybe somebody here does. And if so, go ahead, get yourself off speaker. But I'm just seeing him like putting, put your arms, let's put your arms out. And did you have a good day at school? If so, keep it up. And if not, put it down. But he is showing that he's very, there's a lot of energy in his arms that he's showing. It doesn't necessarily have to be a yes or no kind of thing. I don't know. He's just like this. He's like, yeah, I had a good day. No, I didn't have a good day. Yeah, it's okay. No, it's not.
I mean, that's great feedback.
Yeah. So try that. Let us know how it works.
You said about you were saying he was saying that people, he hears the negative thoughts of people doubting. I don't know exactly how you said it, but meaning the people in his classroom.
Yeah, yeah. Like the adults.
Okay, like doubting like his capabilities, like
everyone. Everyone. Not just him. Everyone and everyone. Just why kind of like, why am I here? What am I doing? Are they going to learn anything? What am I really teaching? Those kind of questions and doubts.
Okay, so the people in the classroom, the support people have that
like the assistants and stuff. Yep.
Self-talk.
And it's not all of them, but it's just kind of those thoughts that are coming through of just, getting annoyed. Like, we just want you to sit down and be quiet. And any disruption, like, why are we here? What are you here for? What's your purpose? How am I going to teach you? You're not going to get educated, that kind of thing.
Okay. I don't know.
I'm laughing at him. He's like, now you know. I just saw that look. He's like, you hear that? That's what it is.
Yeah, and now it's like I don't know what I can do about that.
There's nothing you can do about that. You're probably going to find, I have so many kids in school that do actually say things like that. There's very few that are like, my teacher is the best, and they're, and sometimes they're good teachers. They're doing it. But it just gets overwhelming for them. Imagine you and you have about 11 people that you're trying to help and to teach, and they're all, I don't want to say in their other worlds, but they talk to each other. They visit other places. They're not necessarily in the classroom wanting to learn what they're talking about. And that must get frustrating.
Yeah. And the other thing I was thinking about, it's like they don't understand if they did understand that their thoughts and their energy and their emotions, affect everybody that they're around, and that these kids, most of them are so sensitive that they should be, gatekeeping more of any of the negative stuff, and trying to be positive. I mean, really any belief system in the world teaches you to focus on the good and the positive, like whatever's of a good report, focus on that. And then you're going to have peace, shalom, So just that concept. I'm just wondering if there's a way to communicate this universal understanding that most people accept so that it benefits them without getting into the whole, like, they really sense more than you can comprehend, or then, like I don't know, that they can really, kind of read what's going on in your mind, because I just don't think a lot of people would be receptive to that kind of, direct invasion of their mind, right?
Correct. And I think that is a thing that people think, is that it is an invasion of the mind. Telepathy is just coming to you and receiving that information. I will say that I am working with some school boards. Unfortunately, they're in Colorado. But they are going to be one of the first schools that will help facilitate some of this new integration program that we're thinking about. But one of the things that we're talking about is being able to help with regulation. And now regulation starts in the home before they leave. then on the bus ride. And then once they get into school, then we get into the integration, because we're integrating from the home to the bus to the school, which is so much more energy than other people even understand it is. So getting that integration into school. And then we really want to bring the special needs teachers through different training, and that training helps teach them respect of all people, to know that when you come into this room, it's not just another teacher where they can't hear you and what you're going through doesn't affect them. So also the integration and the regulation be taught to the parent or the teachers and the aides before they get in there, to say, okay, whatever happened before I step into the classroom is only that. And while I'm in the classroom is there. But then we also want to teach calm responses. A lot of times we see, and I'm seeing it too, you know, visiting different families and stuff, is that there is more, there's an action and then a response. And we need to teach no response and to be able to settle and calm down. And so that's something that we're wanting to help with some of these teachers and stuff. We are building a program. We are going to test it and see if it works. And maybe that's something that I can just share with all of you guys, this program, because it is something that you can do even at home. And then when they get home, the integration and regulation also, then it goes backwards. You integrate back home, you give them their time, and then we get them into a regulation, you know, so now their body's regulating with a home, and that's where it is. And then it all kind of evens out. But it is the system, you know, that works across the board with spellers, non-spellers, speakers, non-speakers, and whatnot, because it really does need to get out there so that everybody can understand that. And it's just going to be us, you know, for now, it's got to be us talking to these teachers and understanding. And I really like the new way that they're saying that this isn't an energy language. Telepathy might be a little bit too aggressive, a little woohoo, a little scary for people. But maybe if we integrate it as this is energy language, we can better integrate it into the world, because we can feel each other's energy. We can acknowledge that when somebody else steps in a room, we feel different. We can acknowledge that we feel other people's pains or what they're going through. And so trying to get up with these programs, I really am as fast as I can. I got people that are writing books through me. And then I have, I'm doing treatments 3 times a week right now, and they're getting a little bit more aggressive and my body's fighting a little bit more. So I'm stretched thin for a little bit. My last treatment will be May 27th. So hopefully things will pick up a little bit after that also.
I don't know things you're doing. Yeah, that whenever it happens, that'd be great, you know, to share, because we can find a way to try to, I guess, communicate it in a way that could be more palatable for, you know, the schools and the support people that are with our kids. But yeah, thank you for that feedback. I'll think about that and I'll let you guys know whatever.
Can I step in?
Yeah.
I have kinesiology coming back and back and back and back. Kinesiology.
Kinesiology.
It's muscle testing.
Oh.
It's muscle testing. It's very well known. Everyone accepts this. It needs you to be very centered as you are. It comes back. I don't know why.
Okay. Well, Pat, you're very gifted, so I believe in you. I'm going to look into that and see what we can do with that. And maybe we'll just open this up to everyone too, and maybe all of you guys have great ideas like this. So I can put some of the program stuff that we have. Let me check in with the people that I'm working with and see if it is something that I can publicly share. But I am pretty sure I can just put it up and show what we already have planned as far as the steps, because it is stuff that requires the parents to even step in and start preparing. We're going, I mean, obviously they know, you know, that you're going to school, but it'll prepare and also help in different ways. We have colors and shapes and all this other stuff that they'll be picking up to just help understand what their mood is, where they're at, and that kind of thing. So it'll be interesting, but maybe you guys can all help out with that too. Yeah. All right. We'll go over to Miss Lisa next.
So, Mary Kate, you were asking about like gut health and stuff like that. You're talking about his gut health. I purchased this book right here. I highly, highly recommend this book to every one of you. It has so many good. It has so much knowledge that would be beneficial for our children. And I know that a lot of our kids are very picky eaters. So a lot of this stuff is stuff, you know, like the aloe vera. It's only 1 to 2 teaspoons, and you can mix it in their drink. And hopefully, you know, like they can get it in your drink, you can get it in their yogurt, you can get it into something that you can get it into their system, because my son's very, very picky eater. So I found this book, and I hope that everybody can see it and understand, because it has so many good benefits in it. It talks about gut health. It talks about your cognitive health. It talks about joint pain. It talks about it goes from head to toe, liver, kidneys, everything is in that book. Like it says, it's like 30 books in one. So you're not having to buy this one and this one and this one. You can just get this one right here. The complete self-healing collection of natural herbal remedies.
By
And
Barbara
who's the
O'Neill.
I'm sorry?
I said by Barbara O'Neill.
It's inspired by Barbara O'Neill.
Oh. Who's it by then?
It is Clara Whitfield.
Okay. And if you could put that in the comments, that would be great.
Yeah.
And is this aimed towards kids on the spectrum, or is it just a general healing?
General healing, but it talks about your gut microbiome. Sorry.
Okay.
It talks about that in here. It breaks everything down for you so well. It talks about the science behind everything. If you're having a problem with detoxing,
Yeah,
it shifts it to what you can do to help the gut instead of detoxing, because at that point you're having to repair at that point. So it tells you how to repair the gut so you don't have a leaky gut, and you're not having the diarrhea, or your candida is not overgrowth in your gut. So it tells you what foods to stay away from. Which is a huge thing for my son, because he's all about the stinking yeast and it's so hard to keep him away from that. So I have to figure out different ways, and whenever I immediately aloe vera juice.
Okay.
Because it helps line the gut, and then chamomile tea, because it helps with inflammation.
Okay.
But I will put it in the comments here so everybody will know exactly what it was called, if you weren't able to jot it down before I moved it out of the screen.
Okay.
But I found it on Amazon, and it's very affordable.
All right. Thank you very much.
You're very welcome.
Great.
And
I
Melissa,
can. Oh, go
Melissa,
ahead.
can you tell me anything I need to know? Can you either speak for me or speak for Leland? Tell me anything that is needed at the moment that I am not hearing.
Your ancestors actually come up before all of you. The ancestors are like, you keep trying to tap into us and keep trying to look into us, but you're not observing in the right way. We're trying to talk to you. Come sit by us by the tree and just close your eyes and be with us, and you will feel us. A lot of different accents might even be coming through you lately, but they're showing like sometimes they're talking through you. So you might be saying different words or different accent words that you haven't said before. And Leland is very overwhelmed by how many people you have brought in the room. So he says, it is so sporadic and so many that I don't know what I'm supposed to do with them. And I don't know if I'm supposed to be talking to them or channeling them, but they're all here. They're always watching. And there's just so many of them. Mom opened up a door that she didn't even know that she opened up. It has been so much energy around here. And I've been having a hard time regulating myself, but I feel that I've been doing a lot better than I have been in the past. And I have been trying to stay a lot more calm for Mom so that she can help channel it, because I am very proud of what she has been doing. She has been coming through and talking not only for me, but for other people a lot more. So her telepathic line is open. That's really scary. I never thought about that before, because when my mom is open, she opens up to the world. She's not like me where she can just say, no, you, and I can sometimes pick who I want, but she just has them talking all over her. She's not getting much sleep, and she's not having very many straight thoughts because they seem to interrupt her. Lots of, like, what does he say? He says, he's showing me, my husband had said it, like people say intrusive thoughts. I guess that's the way it is, but he's not saying, he says it feels like intrusive thoughts, but it's not intrusive thoughts. It's intrusive words and what they want to do, because they're coming alive through you. And sometimes they want to do really rebellious things. Sometimes they want to do really loving things. But they're all coming through at different capacities. And Mom, you need to find your channel first and know where you stand before you bring the rest of them in.
Hold on. Yeah. Okay.
Jackson.
Oh, I'm sorry. We came off of mute. Sorry about that. My hand must have hit it.
That's okay. Hi, Kelly.
Okay. How can I? Oh man, I thought I was doing a damn good job.
You are doing a good job. You're doing so good. You're inviting them all to you, and they're all like, "Oh, we hear you. We heard you. You're going to heal us." It's not bad. You just need to regulate and find what channel works best for you, so they can all come into the chat and into this channeling. Don't think that it's bad. He says, I'm doing better. Like he must be doing better. So he thinks it's amazing. He just didn't know that when you put out a party invite to the world, that like the world would actually show up instead of 4 people. You just were like a morning glory where you're just there, and then all of a sudden you're like, I'm up. And then you just, okay, I need to shut down. And then, no, I'm open. So you just need to find your channel where you're either, just kind of trickling, or find times where you open up rather than be so, I'm open, I'm closed. And because he says there's not an in between for you. You're either channeling it all or nothing. And you're like, what am I doing wrong when it's nothing? And then you say it's too overwhelming when it's something. So just finding your happy medium will really help.
It's always been a problem of mine. It's either all or nothing.
That's what he's showing me. Jessica, did you have something to add to that?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh no, I
Nope.
thought the raising of the hand was to introduce ourselves.
Okay. Nope. We'll come back to you. I just didn't know if you, like I said on my screen, Carmen just got dropped and then you came first. So I didn't know if my screen's working weird. I didn't want to miss you if you had anything else to say with Lisa. I will say with Lisa, Barbara O'Neill is, I went to her center, and that is where I learned how to naturally heal my cancer. And I swear by Barbara O'Neill. That lady knows it.
Yeah.
And when I went to her center, that changed my entire trajectory of how I was focusing, because her doctors that she had, the special, we had the H-bot, where we were doing hydrated water or hydrogen water, where they removed the O2, they put the O2 in us, and then we just drank straight hydrogen. That was interesting. Fever baths, but that lady knows her stuff. And that's probably a really good book. So I got to even look into that. I didn't know that existed. Thank you for sharing that.
Yes, you're welcome.
Carmen,
Thank you, Melissa.
you're very welcome. You're very welcome. No, thank you. And keep doing what you're doing. I love it. I love how open Leland's having fun with you, but also he's just like, it's overwhelming, but it's fun. It's fun overwhelming.
He's doing so good. He's doing so good. I am so proud of him. We have come such a long way since we've connected with you. Now I'm just gonna get emotional because I just want to tell you how much I appreciate you and how much you have helped me and my son. So lots of love to you. Thank you.
I love you. Thank
I
you.
love you.
You're gonna make me cry now, Carmen. We're going over to you.
I'm crying. I've been I just recently heard the telepathy tapes in like February, and I went searching for like, I've got to learn more about this, and I stumbled onto your page. And so I've been joining these calls, and I'm like, it's like a whole new world. I'm definitely a muggle. I'm trying to do my best to send positive energy to you. I have no idea what I'm doing. But I'm very sorry about your diagnosis, and I'm very much doing whatever my muggle self can do to send positive energy your way. The question I had is that you posted something the other day with orbs, that your house, and
Yeah.
they and I've got another obsession with orbs in a kind of different way, but you posted something about orbs and you said it was the kids, and so they didn't have this in the telepathy tapes, and they didn't talk about this. So what is this? What is going on?
So there's a lot of stuff that I do in the that they don't talk about in the telepathy tapes. In fact, I kind of wonder if they even know what to do with me, because I am such a wild card compared to a lot of what is going on. You know, and I know that Kai is going to come out and start saying a little bit more, but we'll see where it goes. And that was also something that we discovered after even season 1 telepathy tapes. Her and Elsa's mom had reached out through the telepathy tapes and was just having an issue with Elsa's was having a lot of behavior. She was saying demons were after her. She was being attacked. She was going through different rapes. She was going through a lot of different things. And when we had connected, believe it or not, so in 2017, I had learned how to do these crystal readings from what I had perceived to be this angel, and had heard from her this whole time. Well, when I met Elsa, that was my angel. She had been the one that I had been channeling this entire time, but her spirit came in as an angel. And that night that we spoke, I said, Elsa, if you need to be with me, come with me, and whatnot. And Mick is actually on one of those. He's here too. Mick was the following day. It was coming through, but Elsa was the first one that really showed I can do this. And she had come through. It was nothing I even knew was a thing, if I'm being honest. So that video was the first time, and she goes, pull out your phone and start explaining. So that's why in that video I'm trying to explain, but I don't know what I'm explaining or who I'm explaining it to. I just saw her in my living room. Next thing I know, I'm getting a text from her mom, who just met me. We had a 45-minute conversation. She lives in Arizona. I live in Minnesota. There's no way a plane is going to take anybody that fast. And she goes, I have a really strange question for you, but is Elsa physically with you? Because we can't find her anywhere. And here I'm recording her. And I send it to her mom, and I said, actually, she is with me. And then Elsa appears there in the middle of their breakfast nook and eating chips, which I'm not saying anything about anyone, but nobody eats a bag of chips quietly, and she just was there, and it actually started both of them. And she goes, and the mom goes, where were you? Or the dad said, where were you? And she said, port. And it told them that they teleported. Mick found out. He was the next one. He found out the next day, and he was like, I can do it too. and so can many of our friends. And I'm going, what? And so Mick came in with Elsa the next day, and then he brings in Amelia, and he starts bringing in all these other people I didn't even know of. And they were all showing that. And then when I was at Keenan's house, I was talking about it with his mother, and Keenan was in the bath, which was 4 rooms and a hallway away. And he was just laughing hysterically. And he goes, I can do it while I'm in the bath. And we're like, what? And that's why I'm kind of yelling like, Keenan, because I'm yelling across the house and he's showing up in those videos. So this is a brand new thing that we're just finding out. And I thought this whole time I've been catching orbs and calling them Betty Sue and Stacy and Jeremy. And I'm like, these are weird angel names, but sure enough, they're them. And they were just showing that they can quantumly teleport. So they're quantumly teleporting through their spirits, but they also, we have ancestors, people who have passed or that have ghost energy, spirits that also are coming through in those orbs. But yes, absolutely. A lot of those orbs were living people that were just showing that they can quantumly teleport and go somewhere else. Mick, you want to talk on that?
No, go ahead.
Oh, no, you can ask a question.
And I do want to hear from them. So my other question, my other fascination is recently, like maybe 3 months before the whole, I listened to the telepathy tapes, I was learning about the whole UFO situation going on. And there's a book by Chris Bledsoe called The UFO of God, and he sees orbs, and he was visited by the orbs, and it was the divine feminine came to him, and now he sees orbs all the time. He can take people out and they come to his house, and he can go to the beach and he can show people the orbs. And he said, and the last time because I'm just Googling everything about him, trying to read everything about it, and he sees the little orbs. He's like, I have footage of the little orbs that I see, like my past relatives, the people that passed away. So he thinks his thing is they are spiritual, divine angels. So I'm just wondering if what he's seeing is like the same thing. And my mind is blowing. And I also think it's weird that I came here through UFOs, which I didn't believe any of this 6 months ago. So anyway, I want to hear everything they have to say about it.
Kelly, go ahead and tell her what Mick's been working on with Veda.
Mick has been an orb guy probably since day one. You know, I would see him leave his physical body through his third eye, and just the orb would shoot right out, go right through the wall. That guy was a traveler. And yeah, he's pretty excited. He's like, woohoo, yeah. Yeah, we see orbs like you would not believe. I mean, it's like our norm, I guess. And I'm going to say it's a lot of interdimensional beings. The locals, when I say locals, I mean like Sasquatch, dogmen. They travel that way as well, so we'll see that too. So yeah, get used to seeing them, because that's just we're going to see more of it.
I think so too, and I think just muggles like me are going to be able to see them soon. That one question I had for Mick, because I've been binge watching all of this Let's Be Telepathy stuff. So I was Let's Be Telepathy episodes, and I think it was Mick that was talking about there's a new age coming, or there was an age like 12,000 years ago that the aliens, something about the aliens, and it was sort of a negative energy. And even Chris Bledsoe talks about this. He said like the male energy was dominant and has been dominant. It's kind of a negative energy, and that's about to change with the divine feminine coming in. So does he have anything more to say about that? Because I was wondering how they got in the fight anyway, or was there some issue or argument that the gods got into, and then I don't know. I just want to hear everything anybody has to say about it.
I do don't know that there's both negative and positive on both masculine and feminine. So I don't want to say that one is more powerful than the other, because I've been hearing a lot of the divine feminine is coming through, but the divine masculine is coming through just the same. Maybe we're just honoring the divine feminine differently. I know that Mick has really, one of the projects that we're working on is these plasma beings, which are these alien beings that he has been seeing, and really focusing on not only within the sky structure, but within the water structures. And he's just showing that there are these plasma aliens that have come through. They're coming through with this new energy that hasn't been perceived before. They have not been here. They're very connected. I know to him, he very much connects to the aliens and the UFO. So does mom. His mom really does too. Kelly's really big on that, and whatnot. So I do know that he was talking. He says, yeah, there are some new plasma beings that are coming through, and maybe they seem like they're divine feminine energy, but they're just nourishing energy. They don't proclaim to masculine or feminine. They just say that they are. They are here to fix. They are here to love. They are here to share. They are here to heal. They are here to make known the truth. But it does not lie within one way or the other. It just is the state of being that is.
Amazing. Amazing. Do any of you know this Chris Bledsoe? Have you heard of him or read his book? Or
we got Kelly and Jessica over there. Heck yeah.
Really?
Say what you guys want to say there.
You introduced.
Yes.
Well, I mean, some stuff's hard to put words to, but you all understand that once you tap into this whole arena, like there's all kinds of interconnected things. And he was an intro to me to like shift me on some big path. So I read The UFO of God. I saw his interview, and a friend put me on this path, and just one thing to the next, and his book was very powerful testimony to an experience that my material brain at the time couldn't comprehend, but I inherently understood in my being that what he was saying was true. And I was like, I can't make sense of this in my intellect, but I know what he's saying is true. And I know that you can feel his energy when you listen to him speak, and you're like, this man is not lying.
I know he's not.
It was about a year ago until, I was a muggle just like you, Carmen. And the whole time I've been like, I want him to hang out with Carmen. Like, I don't know.
It's good because none of my friends want to hear any of this stuff. I don't have anybody to talk to, so I joined this telepathy group, and then they're talking about aliens occasionally, and I'm like, oh my God.
I said, Carmen would be friends with us. We need to call her. What state does she live in? We're in Connecticut.
I'm in California.
All right, well, we can hang out on here, and once we all learn telepathy and these
we can have one of these just to talk about UFOs and telepathy, like a sub podcast.
Yes, yeah. So we connected over him because they were at the same time. We were started talking about I just heard about that, and it was sort of one of those synchronicities where you're like, okay, we'll take this as another sign that we're on track and that we're meant to find each other. And yeah.
Well, as soon as he has a next viewing thing, he's supposed to have one, I think, and I think he has one in a couple of weeks, which I can't go to, but about at the end of the summer, I think he's having one, and I'm going. So maybe we should meet up there.
Good for you. Well, let's keep in touch, Carmen. If you're in for it, we'll put our contact information in. Us muggles hang out. These guys are not. I'm the muggle.
We're all very gifted, just don't know it yet. Mick did want to add, yes, there are fights between gods because there is more than one god. And yes, it comes over, it just comes into greed and ego that gods can get that too. And that's where it stems from with us. And so therefore, sorry guys, my dog wants to come in. I thought I shut my door. But yes, there are some fights. But that information is true. I also want to let you know, all you have to do, you know, to catch orbs is if you do feel something in your house, if you feel something in your room, if you feel anyone, you could put your video on, just on any phone. Older phones are better. The smarter phones have so many cameras, but you can still do it. You just take your phone and put it on flash, and then make sure all the lights are off. The more lights that are off, the better, because you can catch them better in the dark. And just wait and ask them to come to you, and you should be able to see them. Now
I've
you
been
can call.
asking, I've been asking and asking. So what can I do better to get them to come talk to me or be here?
Maybe don't have the fear. That's all I'm hearing is you want it, but there might be a little bit of fear. Just break the fear, and you can just say, anybody of good intention, please come through. And that's all you would have to do, and that would help you put that cap on that fear.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Jessica, you're next.
Hi, Melissa.
Hello.
This is my first time here. My name is Jess, and I almost felt like I was guided to be here by my son. I just a little bit about me. I was diagnosed with autism and IDD when I was 5. IDD is intellectual developmental disability, and my son Jaden, he was born with Down syndrome, and then later diagnosed with non-speaking autism, and he was very medically fragile all of his life, and he did pass away when he was 10. And I guess what my question is, what's the difference between telepathy and channeling?
Really nothing. And I actually tell people that channeling is a form of telepathy. Whether you're doing mediumship, talking, to ancestors, talking to the dead, talking to angels, or even people that talk to demons, anything that you talk to outside of yourself that isn't speaking directly to you in a physical way is telepathy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jaden's been guiding me ever since his passing. It's like once he passed, he popped right up. Like
I was
"Hi, Mom."
actually just gonna say, can I even say something for him, because I heard that right away. He said my death was my rebirth, and I've been so much more alive. And I want to affirm to you, Mom, that you have felt me, you have heard me, and you have helped guide me even through the tough times that you didn't understand. There have been times that you have thought to yourself, is he okay? Is he in trouble? And there were times when he was stuck in energy pockets, he shows. And so therefore he really wanted to tap in and say, absolutely, you've been hearing me, you've been feeling me, and not only that, you are telepathic, and he would like to see you. He says you're wondering what to do about getting out in the community more, or you're wondering what to do with money or your job. It doesn't seem like you're happy there, but I would love to channel for you and have you do vending events, and I will be your guide. Work with me. I will work through you, and we will do this together. You have a lot to say. You have felt a lot. There's been many experiences that you acknowledge and go through that other people don't. And what he means by that is he's showing me that you can be in the same room as somebody and have 100 different experiences when they would only come out having one. Do you see auras? Because he says you feel and see colors around the people sometimes, and that he would like to help you integrate that a little bit more. He says it's gone off a little bit, so sometimes you just see the white around them more, but you feel the color. And he said, please tap in when you're seeing that white shadow around them. and when you're seeing their auras, and you see a lot of white. So some people will see shadows when people pass away, or see, yeah, I guess shadow. I don't know, but
They're
he
almost
feels.
like they're almost like bursts of light. You have it.
That's what
You said it.
yeah, that's what I was gonna say. He says, but you don't see that. You see the light. And he says, acknowledge them and talk to them because they're our friends too, and they have wise words to tell you.
Okay. I just had a question. When uh his name is Jaden, by the way. I didn't know if you knew his name. But when you were just talking about I was worried about him being stuck in a bubble. Does that mean in life or in spirit? Because I do pray for him even though he's in spirit.
No, in spirit. So he says that, like, you'll notice it's like, so he's traveling almost through time, but time is wrinkles, and so he gets stuck in these wrinkles and times. And he
Oh
says
yeah.
you
Oh.
feel it, and you feel like something's wrong, and then that's when you're doing the prayers, or that's when you're trying to call him, and he comes to you, and then it can get back on track.
Oh, that's cool. Okay.
But he says you feel when he gets stuck. So you must know, like, oh, it's something wrong, because I don't want, not a lot of people still pray for those who have passed on, but you feel that, and you know him, and you understand it, and he appreciates that you're doing that. And he said more people should do that, because people who've passed on, it doesn't always mean that they're in a good place. Sometimes they can get stuck in their old emotions, or they can get stuck in different pockets in the universe. And if you pray for them and bring them back, then it's a way to get them out of that. And sometimes it can break the routine of the ancestors themselves when you're praying for that. And he said pray for the ancestors, pray for the descendants, pray for the universe, and call us by name. If you know us by name, it gives us more power in the other world to explore and to help you in this world.
Wow, that's really cool. Okay. Thank
Which I've never
you.
heard and never thought of. Why not? Why don't we pray for those who have passed continuously?
I just do. I don't sometimes, yeah, when I pray for my children here on earth, I also pray for him in spirit. And yeah, I think he's one of my guides for sure. He was just there immediately. I saw him physically. He actually spoke about the reason why he transitioned at 10, even though he's very medically fragile. This kiddo was a tough cookie. He had a permanent trach, G-tube. Silly. He was funny. He just kind of took everything lightly. He had over like 30 surgeries just in his 10 years, 2 major open heart surgeries. We spent like half his time in the hospital and like half out. That's just like a little bit about him. And I feel like, yeah, he popped right up in the physical. He's like, hi, Mom. He woke me up. I woke up from him pulling on my shirt. Literally, I felt it. And
Oh,
I
yeah.
looked over next to my bed, and he didn't use his mouth to speak to me. Yes, it was telepathic. And he said, Mom, get up. Hi, I'm here. He said, come on, let's go play. And I'm trying to wake up, and I'm like, oh my God, my kid's right here. And he looked so well and alive, like more alive than he ever did in life, even though it sounds really weird. Just full of life. Yeah. He said, let's go, get up, let's play. And he ran across the hall into his bedroom, flipped the light on. He loved playing with lights. I jumped out of bed, went across the hall where he was always the closest to my room. And there he was, just jumping on his bed. And I walked up to him just in complete awe because he looked so well. If that, he just looked so well. He jumped from the bed into my arms, and we just he was solid. I could smell him. I could touch him, you know, so, and he had visited me a few times after that. What a sweetheart. The reason why we did talk about this, the reason why he passed away at 10 years old versus 14 years old, he took an earlier exit, or he took, yeah, I guess you can call that an earlier exit out of body, because he said, because he said that I would have passed away if he had not gone earlier, that I would have probably died of a broken heart. I was struggling severely from autoimmune disorders, and I had a psychotic break. That was part of like my autistic burnout, how it showed up. And he, yeah, I asked him that after I said, you know, because he was always trached, and my fear was that at some point his trach would plug up, or he would pull it out and pass that way. That was always my biggest fear. But no. He willed it to happen, that he this is how he passed away. His intestine had twisted on itself, and it cut off all oxygen and blood supply to the rest of the organs, and he went gone septic. Like, and he said he had to do it that way because if I could see it, I could fix it. That makes sense. So
Yeah.
it's like he's kind of my little hero in a way, you know. Yeah, he transitioned home earlier so that I could continue to stay. I have 4 kids altogether, and I think it was very hard for me to keep in-home help, support. And so, and I think with my own stuff, I hit burnout maybe a little bit earlier than expected. And, but he was just, I mean, and in some way I knew it too. Like when he passed, in his passing, I knew why he was going home, even though I was still shocked. I was grieving completely, but that's what he had said. And it's odd that he had said that to me, because I remember thinking that before his passing, not being able to get the help. I mean, I remember thinking, my gosh, I think this burnout may kill me. You know what I mean? And I don't know, in a way, it's a beautiful story of love, I think. And my son taught me a lot, and he still continues to teach me. So I just wanted to say hi.
No, thank you. And thank you for being vulnerable and sharing that story. I mean, that's a really big story. And I know
I
it
know, I'm thinking,
wasn't
oh
just,
my gosh, that was a lot. I'm like, oh no, it was, maybe
but
I
that's
needed to
amazing
just
you
talk
feel
about
safe
that.
enough here. Yeah.
Yeah, I actually really, really do. Yeah, so.
So
I'm just
Thank
a muggle,
you.
but I just have to say no vulnerability hangovers here, not allowed. I know I'm just a newbie, but the vulnerability hangover. I know it. When you wake up tonight, you have to say these people love me, they listen to me, they heard me, they're grateful. None of the other stuff, all right?
Right.
yeah, no, we're honored that you would talk about that. That's pretty heavy stuff, and thank you.
Thank
I do
you.
see
You're
though
so
that he's
welcome.
still live. Oops, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I was just reading the chat. They were welcoming us on board.
Yes, you are welcome here. But he still lives through you. He says you share his body sometimes. So you're doing the living for both of you. It wasn't just about you, it was about the whole family, and them also not having to worry or have lack of care. His body didn't fit what he wanted it to do. He says the reason that he's more alive is because of the fact that he can finally fit into his body.
Totally understand. Yeah.
So he must have a really big spirit.
Yes, he does. He actually, what he does a lot is he actually works. Every time I connect with him, he said he talks about his work, what he does, like in spirit. And not only is he my guide and guardian angel, but he also works with living parents of children with non-speaking autism. He works a lot. There's a medium that I connect to that brings Jaden through a lot. Her name is Michelle, and she has autism too, Michelle, that channels him, and her son also has autism, and her daughter. And so what she was saying too is what Jaden does in spirit is when parents get really stressed out, because we're human, and we can get frustrated and we can hit burnout. He works with the parents of non-speaking individuals. I gotta stop just saying children, because adult individuals too can be nonverbal. And that, oh yeah, we were talking about what Jaden does in spirit primarily. Let me get back on track. And so what he does is he puts his hand over the heart of the parents that are getting overwhelmed and burnout. And when he does that, I hear over and over from other parents that it just calms them right down, as well as the children. So I think what my question I was going to ask along that is, just because Jaden is in spirit, I wondered if he still has access to the heal and if he visits the heal very often.
So much so, yeah, absolutely. 100%.
Really cool.
100%. Very
That is
active.
so very
In
cool.
fact, many would question whether he's alive or not.
Yeah.
Because the energy
You
is
can,
so palpable.
yeah, and if you're energetically sensitive, you can feel him, and he likes to give healing hugs also. Healing hugs or just comforting hugs. He's just been working that way ever since he's gone off the earth into spirit. It's really
doing
it's
great.
really fun. It's really fun to work together.
He's doing
So
wonderful.
I just wanted
And
to,
you're doing wonderful.
yeah.
I just wanted
Thank
to
you, and
say
I just wanted
Jaden's name has come up. I have heard Jaden's name a number of times with my clients.
Oh.
I don't know a Jaden. And
wow.
I've also, my clients have told me they've been communicating with people who are not physically with us anymore. But they're right there with them all the time, hanging out. So I've heard his name, and it clumped.
Wow, that's really cool.
If you listen to telepathy tapes, John Paul's name, before the telepathy tapes came out, I heard all about John Paul in Houston, and I didn't know who that, recorded it, and Jaden, and someone named Raja. I still don't know who Raja is. If anyone,
that is so cool.
but I'm sure it's your Jaden.
It's gotta be because I hear it, people, Jaden does have a Facebook group called Jaden's Way Speaks from Heaven, where not only I can channel him or we can tap in together telepathically, but I'm a critic of myself, you know how we are. I also have other mediums that I feel that really understand his energy and vibrate with him, work with him, channeling him. I started this after he passed away in 2014, 15, to help give him a voice. I was always curious of what he would say about his life. It's funny because I didn't know I was telepathic with my son in life until after he passed. Go figure. Right. So, yeah, dang it. I just lost my thought. If anyone
Happens to
can
me all the
help.
time. Someone.
Oh my gosh, it's so annoying. But anyway, so so I started that to help give him a voice. It from his life and spirit. Since he didn't have that opportunity in life. The farthest we had gotten with Jaden is the PICS system, which is the picture exchange communication. So he kind of used that to help tell us, or just tapping on you. That's the fastest way to get our attention. So he used that a lot. And so anyway, dang, I really trail off. I just caught that. So anyway, I started that, and a lot of there was only 2 mediums that channeled Jaden or did. I kind of haven't done it in a little bit, but just for an objective, I didn't want people to be like, oh yeah, right, So I get to be the interviewer. I get to ask the questions, and it's funny because sometimes what she channels, I'll channel the same thing at the same time in my head, but I'm not saying it out loud. It's really interesting. So we just do that together, and that's what he does in spirit a lot.
We are going to move over to, and Jessica, I don't mean to cut you off here. I love everything that you said. It's just, we're a little over the 2-hour mark, and I usually try to keep it around there. I wanted to get Coco on. No, I love you. I love what you're saying. I love your vulnerability. I just want to make sure that, for timing and everything, I know some people are getting tired, but I also know they're like, we're not going to leave this because we just love being here. Little Emma there. One of them.
Sorry, guys. Go
no, you're
ahead. I
okay.
just wanted to say hi and goodbye. We'll see you next video.
Yes, no, and please come. And again, I love the conversation that we're having. I just know Coco has her hand open or up, and so I wanted to hit her before we went. And then I did want to give a 5-minute at least healing to people, so I know that we still have a little bit more time going, and I don't want to hold people up too much. I know.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate you. How can I help you, Coco?
Oh, it's not so much help as though I have just met a mom in a music group who has a son who doesn't attend the music group because he is an autistic non-speaker. And I was like, oh my gosh, like, let's hang out. And her face was like, I'm sorry, what? Because, unfortunately, what I'm learning is a lot of families are ostracized, when they have a child with autism, and that, they feel like they can't go to a birthday party because they have this other child that would need to come and would, mess things up or whatever. So anyway, Maxim is his name. And I tried to speak to him telepathically. I don't know if he received it, but I just wanted him to know that I will have it in my heart to communicate to his mom about the telepathy tapes, which I've sent to her and asked her to watch. And that also I will help him get speaking. And I asked her to just start with like yes and no on a piece of paper and see if he can point to yes or no. And because I was like, I think he's in there and I think he wants to communicate. She's like, yeah, and it's fun to see like the wheels turn for her. Like, yeah, I think he does try. So I'm just trying to give her like little morsels instead of like bombarding her with too much information. But if anyone can reach out to Maxim and just let him know that I'm working with his mom to get him either spelling or speaking or whatever he feels he wants to do or telepathically communicate with somebody. But I got to meet him and he just seems like a special guy, just like most people. So I don't know. I just wanted to put that out there. So if anyone knows Maxim, he's 7. Just let him know help is coming.
I think you already said it. He is already connected to you. It was a cosmic connection. You two will explore great depths together. He is open to spelling, so that would be really neat if you could help him with that. He might be a little bit better at facilitated communication too. There's something with that he's just showing me that he might not have the motor skills to pull back enough. So facilitated might feel more comfortable for him. He's very sporadic in his energy, and he is showing that it might be too hard and he might need somebody to ground, and it might turn into facilitated and then spelling, or at least somebody touching him the whole time that he's spelling, even if it's on the shoulder. But he says, I need the touch of somebody else to stay centered and focused.
And any stones that might help him?
Black obsidian, red jasper.
Okay. I have obsidian on hand I can pass on. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. You're very welcome. All right, guys. Well, with that being said, I'm just going to do a little bit of energy work. Whoever wants to receive it, go ahead and receive it. If you don't want to receive it and you want to leave, you can leave. Now, if I know there's so many people out here also that know how to do energy. And now I don't want anyone to think I'm necessarily doing it wrong, because if you're doing it in love, Carmen, you're doing it in love, you're not doing it wrong. And that really is all we're doing is sending out love and safety for everyone. So again, anyone that wants to receive, anyone that wants to join in, go ahead and do that, and let's send this out to all of you. All right. Thank you everyone for being here. I'm going to try my best. I did record it. I don't know what it's recording to, my phone or the cloud. I've never done this, but I'm going to do my best to get it up tomorrow for all of you. Again, thank you everyone. To all of our new people, welcome. To all who spoke today, thank you for being courageous. Thanks for the questions. Thanks for the trust. Thanks for your support, and thanks for being you. You are also beautiful and also wonderful, and just shining lights for this world. So thanks. Thanks for being alive during these hard times, and thanks for keeping me alive too, guys. Everyone have a beautiful and wonderful night, and I wish you all the best until we meet again. I did put the schedule up, so I'm not exactly sure when that is, but the schedule will be there for you guys to find. Emma, Brandon, Mick, I'll definitely be seeing you guys around. Y'all live rent-free in my head right now, so Brandon, I can't wait to see you in Florida next week. Excited to see you guys. So happy about that. And we're going to have a lot of fun, but I'll see you all later. Much love. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.